Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Owen and AJ Talks. He's
Owen Finch.
And I'm AJ Talon. We are back after almost a damn year for Ben 10. It's kind of crazy because when we did Avatar and Danny, it's because we talked about Ben quite a bit. And we watched this episode a while ago. I was thinking, like, the Alliance wasn't that long ago. But then I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, no, it's been like 10 months since we did the Alliance.
Yeah, because you asked me, like, off camera, like, one of the last times we talked, I'm like, yeah, it hasn't been that long ago since we did Ben. Like, no, I think it's been a while ago. And then I, like, looked back at, like, my channel, and it, obviously, like, I wouldn't trust sometimes, because I don't always upload, as you know, AJ, I don't always upload the video right away. That's why you haven't seen the Avatar video yet. Well, you will when this is up, so, you know, but AJ, at the time of recording, it's not up yet, so, then I had to look and, like, yeah, but it had been a while, because I had just come back from, like, Tennessee last year when we did the Ben 10 video last year, so, it's been crazy, because, you know, we've been doing, we did Danny and Avatar, like, quite a few episodes this year, but I think we've always had the intention to do Ben, and we watched this episode, like we said, in April, but then I went to Vegas and you went to Antigua, and then we just didn't pick it back up again, like, when we came back or anything like that, so...
Yeah. And anyway, we got busy with it. We made good progress in Avatar, so we kind of kept going with that. But yeah, we decided to finally come around to this, because we are, of course, at quite a milestone episode for Ben, episode 10 of Ben 10. Yep, and this is a pretty important episode. You know, it's Ben 10, Season 1, Episode 10, Lucky Girl.
Yeah, I agree. Because a big thing we've talked about for Season 1 is Gwen isn't really given much to do. You could say the same thing about Max, but, like, you could definitely tell, like, Max has been getting a little bit more focused than Gwen. Like, anytime there's, like, a fight, Max will always try to, like, step in and do something. Or, like, they've, like, hinted that he has, like, some type of past. Even though they didn't do a good job following up on it, but they did, you know, that Kevin 11 episode where him and Ben were, like, at each other's throats a little bit and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah, so they've definitely done more with Max, and Gwen has kind of just been, like, the damsel in distress in a lot of situations.
Don't forget, by the way, Gwen should be fucking dead by now after that Kraken episode.
Oh, she died, like, episode 1. But yeah, no, this is kind of the first episode where they play around with the idea of Gwen getting powers, essentially. You know, and this isn't uncommon in like shows like this. You know, Danny Phantom had the episode with Tucker getting ghost powers.
Yep.
You know, Jimmy Neutron had the episode where Sheen became super smart.
Yep.
They've done a few episodes when Fairly Odd Parents where like another kid gets fairies.
Yeah, that's another one.
Well, it is a pretty common thing in shows like this where you know, like the best friend or like one of the side characters is kind of jealous that the main hero has you know, powers and like gets attention and fame.
Yeah,
and they want some of that. So this is the episode to kind of address that.
Batman. I might be confusing the two, so you might be upset. I probably shouldn't say this, but Batman, he gets Robin. He becomes like a recurring character. Like he's like a sidekick and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, you know,
funny. It's actually Batman: Brave and the Bold has an episode like this where Batman ends up on an alien planet where he has powers, and then he's kind of like, at the end of the episode, he's like, yeah, no, sorry, it's like, I'm always the hero who doesn't have powers, so, you know, it kind of went to my head now that I'm finally, like, on an even playing field.
Yeah. Yeah, this is quite a famous trope, though, in, like, kid shows, like, with superpowers, where they'll, have one of the other main characters get powers and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah, but it's also important because this isn't like a one and done. Like obviously, like you know, Tucker from Danny Phantom. You know, aside from that Pharaoh episode, he kind of, you know, everything kind of goes back to normal at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Whereas this is kind of laying the groundwork for, you know, Gwen will eventually, because you know, Owen already knows this. This isn't like a spoiler, but you know, Gwen later on in the show does get like powers that she keeps, and this is kind of playing with that idea, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, like the idea that they had in mind, because obviously it's early enough in the show. They could have probably given her any powers. They could have given her invisibility. They could have given us like super speed or something. But they actually gave her the powers that she ends up having like the rest of the show, which was kind of cool. They played with that idea, kind of showing that they had that idea in mind.
And it's something I also like about Ben 10, where it's not just aliens. You know, you got mutants, you got cryptids, and this episode introduces magic. You know, so Ben 10 is a universe with like a bunch of different stuff happening.
You say that in a couple episodes from now, we'd have a bug man.
Yeah, bug man. All right, go. No, Owen, homeless man. You know, say it right. You know,
homeless bug man.
Yeah, there we go. The homeless bug. There we go. The Ben's biggest threat. Vilgax. Nah, it's homeless bug man.
I don't know. It's a pretty competition between him and John Miles, though.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Again, remember at the end of last episode of the Alliance, when Ben mentions a squid guy, Ben mentions that Max looks afraid. If he mentioned a bug man, Max would have been fucking pissing his pants, crying. Like, Ben, we just kill ourselves now. We're done. So
it's over. Yeah. But yeah, we got wiki shit to do before we can even review the episode.
Yep. So, this Owen, you get the guess. As I said, this is episode 10 of season 1. Lucky girl, you get the guess when it aired, Owen.
Yeah. So obviously, I have nothing to go off of because we haven't done the Benda video in a while, so I probably should have just watched our last video, but I didn't.
Although this is nice, where as we mentioned, Ben kind of has a different airing order and production order. This one is actually consistent. This is episode 10 in both the production and airing order.
That's it. Yeah. But I'm not going to make the mistake, because I think I always guess it's around when Danny aired, but I'm pretty sure Danny, was airing for a while when Ben 10, obviously, started and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say so Danny started in 2004. I think Danny had, a year and a half, probably, ahead of Ben. So I'm going to say it was somewhere in 2006. And I'm trying to think, because I don't even know, because we're in the summertime, but that don't mean shit, because we're always going to be in the summertime in Ben 10. So,
yeah.
This doesn't feel like it'd be like a Halloween episode. But, not Hunted, but Last Laugh felt like a Halloween episode. So I'm going to say, that aired around Halloween time. So we're in October. So for Ben 10, I think we're somewhere in November, maybe December. So I am going to guess November 15th, 2006.
Oof, Owens. Correct year, but a different time of year. No, this aired early 2006. It was March 4th.
Damn. Hey, at least I guessed 2006. The fact that I was able to guess 2006 is pretty good.
Yeah, so. Honestly, that is impressive. Yeah, you remember that Ben started airing a year after Danny. Because if you remember, around this time, Ben and both Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon were looking for a young boy superhero show, and then they of course got Danny and Ben.
Yeah, and I think Ben was the reaction to Danny, as we always talk about. So
yeah, I was gonna say they were looking for the same thing essentially, and they got Danny and Ben from it.
Yeah,
I think Disney was also kind of looking for a superhero-esque show at the time, and I think Kim Possible was that.
Yeah, but I think that was probably over for a while by this. Maybe it was,
Kim Possible. I thought it was around 2005. But yeah, anyway, this episode was written by Marcia F. Griffin, who unfortunately passed away last year. She also wrote Permanent Retirement, if you remember that, Owen. Yeah. This and that are actually the only episodes that she was the main writer for. I believe she was kind of a assistant writer for other episodes, but this is her second and last main writing credit for a Ben episode.
What did she die of? Do you know?
No. The wiki just says she died November last year.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And this episode was directed by Scooter Tidwell, who directed a fuck ton of episodes in Ben. I believe he directed more than half of the original show, and then he directed, give or take, 10 episodes in Alien Force, about 10 in Ultimate Alien, and 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 in Omniverse. So he's been a big Ben 10 director throughout the entirety of the run.
Yeah, good that they always good to keep somebody around like that, especially.
Which is funny because he's not even one of the main writers, like the 4 main Man of Action guys. He's not even one of those, but he stuck around for pretty much the entirety of Ben 10.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and then this episode was animated by Sunmin Image Pictures, and they're responsible for quite a few episodes of Ben throughout pretty much the entire run. Seems like they mainly did Ultimate Alien and Omniverse, but they also did quite a bit of Alien Force and the original show.
Okay.
They did the pilot, they did Permanent Retirement, they did Kevin 11, and they did the Alliance. So, and coming up, they're going to do Side Effects. So they did like half of season 1.
Wow, that's a lot of episodes right there.
Yeah, so they seem to be one of the main animation studios for Ben, so that's cool. But yeah, I guess we should just get right into the plot. As I said, pick it up. They don't actually say it in the episode, but one of the because Ben had like pop-up trivia, kind of like how Avatar had Avatar Extras.
Yeah.
The pop-up trivia for Ben says that this episode takes place in New Orleans, Louisiana.
No, off the top of your head, I think that makes sense, right? Because where were they last episode?
Yeah, last episode they were in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this is like 2 states over from that.
Yeah. I didn't see this road map's going to get fucking wild, though, later on.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, as we mentioned, it's already weird. Because if you remember, they were in New York State. They fucked off to New Mexico. Then they went back to New York for Kevin 11. And then they went back to New Mexico for the Alliance.
Yeah, I guess.
So Max is just fucking going up and down, up and down.
It'll be a long summer for them.
I know, right? Ben and Gwen are probably in the back seat, like, Max, what the fuck is this direction? Well, it's like an Avatar where Zuko is like, he's clearly a master of evasive maneuvers, and then it cuts to Aang. He's like, I have no clue where we're going.
I just asked, like, I remember we talked about where were they? Because obviously they're supposed to send the summoner there. Where were they fucking going? Like on this road trip? Were they? Did they say?
They're kind of driving around.
I just love that. I would love it if Max just is like when Ben and Gwen go to sleep, it's just like pumping that.
It's like fucking Max is doing what my dad used to do on road trips. He just fucking downs fucking 5-hour energy in Red Bull, and he just fucking is going everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah. So as I said, they're in New Orleans. They're at a museum for witchcraft, and they're on this tour, and Gwen is obviously very knowledgeable. She's like the book smart kid. She's kind of she's like on the tour. She's basically saying word for word what the tour guide is saying. And the tour guide is getting pissed off. I'm like, oh, hey, fucking 10-year-old kid, if you know so much, why don't you give the tour? We meet yet another adult who's just ready to fucking box a 10-year-old.
Yeah. I don't think she goes on the list though, because she was just upset. No, she's not on that Zhao list. Like
Zhao fucking lives and breathes fighting children. But yeah, I do like this because obviously it shows highlights Gwen being like the book smart one compared to Ben. But it's also giving important exposition because this book they're talking about at the museum is going to be important.
Yeah.
Where like ancient book, it's like the only copy known in the world, and it's said to have like mystical properties. And I do like this because actually, you know what? Because me and Owen have often said we remember Ben and Gwen are really annoying when they argue. We haven't really gotten a lot of that yet, and this episode I actually really like Ben and Gwen.
Yeah, me too. I like the dynamic this episode.
They bicker a little bit, but for the most part, they're both pretty mature.
Yeah. Especially because this is episode they're kind of at odds, so it's kind of cool that like we didn't really
It's
have
like
anything.
I understand where they're both coming from.
Yeah, I want to say kind of cool. We got an episode like this too because I don't know if it already happened or if it's coming. Like, because Danny's gonna do an episode like kind of like this type of thing with the King Tucker episode. So,
Yeah,
kind of cool. We get an episode like this.
but yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Gwen seems kind of upset that the poor guy threw some shit at her, and Ben was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. That lady's probably older than the book." And Gwen even laughed at the joke, so I like that they're like kind of getting along.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, everyone gets fucking thrown up into the air, and some purple dude comes in. As you do, pretty normal. I like how Max is like, "I don't think this is on the tour guide. This is on the tour itinerary." But I love it if it actually was. It's like, oh, Hex is here. All right, guys, must be 8:00.
Yeah.
It's part of the tour.
I was a big Star Wars joke, like Darth Vader showed up and started doing the Force to people and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Hex. It's kind of funny. Season 1 is very odd. Where it's like half of the time we get like villains who are like going to be pretty consistent, like they're going to be showing up throughout the next fucking 100 episodes. But then we get fucking John Miles, It's like very, very, it's like one extreme or the other.
Or Homeless Bugman.
Yeah, or Homeless Bugman. I think he shows up like one more time after that episode.
Oh my gosh, I thought he even shows up at all. Like.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, when he shows up again, I don't think he even talks. He's just, like, in the background from one episode.
Controlling his bugs.
Yep, almost Bugman. I'm looking forward to him. But yeah, we get introduced to Hex, and like I said, this is the first time we're really seeing magic in Ben 10. So that's cool. Like I said, I like that's not just aliens. It's a universe with, like, a bunch of different stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hex is this guy Hex. He's just like purple magic man. He's pretty cool. He's got like these black and red robes. He's got like this cool like wooden staff he uses. I like his design, really cool. And he's voiced by Carly Payton. He does a lot of superhero stuff. He was Cyborg in Teen Titans. He was Aqualad and Young Justice. He was Black Samson in Invincible. So he's in a lot of superhero stuff, usually as a hero. So it's cool to see him as a villain.
Yeah, and I like I like his design. I like his voice actor. And I just like his presence. I think he's really cool. So yeah, I like that we get in this stuff.
Yeah, well, he's cool at first, and in the end of the episode, kind of makes him pathetic. And like I said, he shows up later on, but later on he kind of gets outstaged by his niece, Charmcaster, which we'll get to. But yeah, and I mean, he's a cool villain to start. Like I said, he's got a cool gimmick. He introduces us to magic. But Ben, transforms into Accelerate because Hex is like going to drop everybody from up high. Ben, as I said, turns into Accelerate quickly. Grabs some like tarps hanging from the ceiling, and he like displays it out to like kind of cushion everybody's fall. And we make sure everybody like gets out. And Max is like, "Hey Ben, be careful fighting him. Like he's clearly got some tricks up his sleeve. Like he's not John Miles. He's not some fucking fodder guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to just tell you his name when he's a fucking black market villain that you can look up on Google.
He's not shit CT who you're gonna forget who you. I forgot that it was even like him that fucking died.
Yeah. But yeah, Ben goes after him, and Hex is trying to shoot him, but no effect. And then he ends up basically blinding Ben. He ends up shooting up like he doesn't shoot an energy blast. He just like flashes him with a big bright blast, which causes Ben to kind of go speeding into the wall. Which I like that. That's pretty cool. It's a good way to counter accelerate.
Yeah,
it's like he's going so fast. If you blind him, he's just gonna trip and go slamming.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Hex is gonna kill Ben essentially here, but Max throws a trash can at him, And Hex is like, "Oh no, trash cans, my one weakness." But no, he basically turns to Max, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I should not have done that." But no, this is what exactly Ben needed to, regain his composure. And he basically he deals with Hex. He knocks him out while he's distracted. And Ben is saying like, "Oh, it's another day saved." And then he steps outside, and everybody's cheering for him. He's like, "Oh, yeah, who's your hero, everybody?" And then it cuts to back in the RV. And when Hex got knocked out, one of his charms fell off, and Ben picked it up. And Ben is adding it to his little box of souvenirs that he's collecting through. And I like this, where these are actually references to the past episodes.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be talking about this.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, overall, I like this fight, though. I thought it was really cool. And really cool to see Accelerate used this way, where it makes sense Ben would choose that hero. And, I liked how Hex counter-attacked him. And I did like that, Gwen and Max stepped in. And I liked that Ben was even saying, like, look, I don't want to, I'm just going to, play it off. I'm going to try to be under the surface type of hero. And then obviously they kind of do the joke where, like, he's doing it for fame and fortune. I think that joke is fine because you got kind of like Ben's motivations, like in episode 1 about him wanting to be a hero anyway. So I think that's fine to kind of do a joke like that.
It is like Ben legitimately wants to be a hero and do the right thing. But at the same time, he does have a pretty big ego and he likes the fame and attention.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like the fact too that like Ben has been keeping like some memorabilia from like past episodes and everything like that, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I was just real quick in case you didn't remember. The helmet is from Washington D.C.
Yeah.
In the picture where one of the pictures was the one took by Captain Shaw and the Kraken, and then the other ones are the pictures they took in Sparksville in Torstrap.
Yeah.
So I like that these are actually references to the past episodes.
Yeah, it's not just like random stuff they just like threw in there and all that type of stuff. And Gwen is upset that like, obviously Ben is being very egotistical and not really kind of giving her credit for helping in the fight because Gwen mentions that like, look, like you needed me to like distract you for it and no one really noticed me or anything like that type of thing. And that's also
Ben does raise a good point here of like, listen, you threw a trash can, like I appreciate it, but it doesn't make you a hero.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like Ben was, Ben wasn't like exactly in like near death or like really in trouble in the fight. He just got like blinded.
Yeah,
and, like,
Ben probably could have won on his own.
Yeah,
but like it definitely helped. So again, it's kind of in the middle where Gwen is saying like she should have been like the one getting attention. And Ben is saying, you didn't really do anything. Whereas it's more in the middle,
For sure. And I do like, because we had that episode in Ben season 1, like, Ben's not being a hero for fame or adulation or any of that type of thing. He actually genuinely wants to be a hero, where Gwen kind of wants, recognition and everything like that. But I kind of like this, they kind of have a little bit of a fight, not really a fight, more kind of disagreement and everything like that. And Ben kind of meets Gwen in the middle, being like, look, I have a lot of memorabilia. Why don't you have this one type of thing? And then Ben gives it to Gwen. I actually thought that was like a really nice gesture by Ben. I thought, I like that he kind of like made her feel better and everything like that. I kind of like that Max is kind of playing the parent role here, where like, he has like Gwen thank Ben for the necklace or the charm and everything like that. But I think it's really cool. I kind of liked how they had a little bit of an argument here, but like Ben actually kind of did like a nice gesture right there. Like I like that it didn't like linger the whole episode. Like before she got the charm, I actually like that they kind of bent in the middle and got cool after that. Like the whole episode wasn't just like Gwen, like being negative and all that type of stuff, type of thing. So
and I like that Ben like did it on his own. Like he didn't need Max to like force him to give it to Gwen. Like he like on his own. Was like, yeah, I got plenty of souvenirs. Here you go. Like he did on his own.
Yeah.
It was nice. And to be fair to Gwen, like I said, this is pretty early on in the show. And, she's basically like, come on, it's not fair. You found, just because you found the watch. If I found the watch, I'd be the one getting attention and I'd get all the souvenirs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. She's basically like, it was only chance that Ben got it. If I was the one near the Omnitrix that night, like, it'd be reversed.
Yeah. That would be an interesting concept, because obviously in the Danny...
we actually get a what-if episode later on called Gwen 10, where it's Gwen gets the Omnitrix.
Oh. But I do kind of like... Because, the Danny one, everyone always kind of wondered, like, what if Sam got powers? And then they're like, you kind of look at, like, that doesn't really work because only really Danny can get the powers because all the stories... You would have to drastically change the show, like, if Sam got powers.
Whereas Ben, like, again, like, they're on the road, and, like, I'm sure it would change. Like, Kevin 11 probably wouldn't happen. But, like, for the most part, I feel like you could still make the episodes work if it was Gwen and Sam.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the opposite around. I think if Sam gets powers, I don't really think the episodes really work with Sam having powers.
Again, not every episode, like we said, like, Ben becoming friends with Kevin would basically not happen, in that.
But yeah, then some time later passes at night. They're eating dinner at a seafood place, and Ben and Gwen are kind of fighting over the last clawfish. Because Ben's been hogging them all and everything like that, and Gwen hasn't had many. And doing all this, Gwen says, like, I don't think so. You're not going to get the last clawfish. And, like, the charm glows. And because of this, a bunch of commotion happens. Somebody falls over, and a ton of clawfish, because they were carrying a cart of clawfish and everything like that. And they fall over, and they all fall all over Ben. And one of them, clawed up his nose and everything like that. And because of this, it allowed Gwen to get the clawfish. So, like, it worked out very well in Gwen's favor, but not so much in Ben's favor. Obviously, so the charm means something. I do like this, too, where, Max and Gwen kind of pull rank on Ben. And again, I feel like Ben obviously is embarrassed by this, but I like that... you can actually laugh about it type of thing, where, like, obviously you see characters will get embarrassed. The show will, like, overly embarrass them, and you can't really, like, laugh about it. So I do kind of like you can laugh at this. And then some time later passes. They're kind of still laughing that that happened to Ben. And doing all this, a robbery happens. Somebody runs off, and they stole something. So, Ben's about to go hero, but the watch doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. It just didn't work.
It's just glitching out, It's like Ben's got to update it. By the way, these guys, I'm like, these guys must be Paku students because they're, like, robbing some lady of her purse, and then they see Gwen, and they're immediately like, why don't you hand over that necklace? They're like, oh, a woman? Let's fucking kick her ass and steal her shit.
Maybe this is Paku's, like...
Again, these are Paku's waterbending students.
Yeah. Do you think that's a lesson in Paku's classes that not just waterbending, but how to mistreat women? He teaches too.
Yeah. Again, it's like waterbending is like every Tuesday, Thursday. Mistreating women is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, those classes are canceled now, right? Because he's a better man now. So
yeah. Now he's gonna have. He's got to cross out the missed part. He's like, reading woman. All right, guys, I know we're halfway through the semester, but forget everything I taught you.
And then they're just like, wait, but we have a final tomorrow on the stuff you taught us before. It's like, yeah.
I was gonna mention the Long Beach Griffey video where he's like, I hope you guys use the study guide because none of those questions are on this final.
And then one of the students will be like, fuck college.
Yeah. Come on, Paku. You got kids watching your content. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them ugly ass kids.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, doing all of this, Gwen kind of starts to step in, and she stumbles back and trips and kind of causes mustard to go into somebody's face. And because of that, a bunch of commotion happens, and like I don't know exactly what happens, but the villains get dealt with, and they end up getting arrested and everything like that. And obviously, like Gwen thinks this is kind of weird that this happened, but she's happy because some point in the crowd points out like, hey, the woman just stopped the villains and everything like that. And Gwen's obviously you know, being seen as the hero there. You could kind of tell that bugged Ben a little bit because obviously he would have liked to have stepped in. So I do like that, you know, where Ben's ego got kind of hurt a little bit there, and he's a little bit jealous there. Obviously not fully jealous because it's only Act 1, but, you know, I kind of like that, like, this was kind of bugging Ben a little bit. And I kind of, you know, I liked how you got to see how the medallion worked. Again, we cartoons tell things in threes. This was the second part of it where, and I like that Gwen noticed though. Like usually when they do the threes, it takes them like the third time to notice. I kind of like that. Like, but Gwen picked up on that this medallion was like special and everything.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
like I was gonna say at the restaurant when all that stuff happened, she kind of noticed it. She was like, "That's weird," and then this happens, and she's like, "Okay, yeah, no, this is definitely like something's off with this."
Yeah.
Oh, and she notices like on a stand nearby. She notices like a cool mask.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Because they would tell him
off screen. She apparently bought it.
I guess so. But what do you think of these two scenes before I talk about the construction scene? I thought they were good.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, I'm glad Gwen like wasn't stupid. Like she realized, like the first time around, like she noticed it was weird, but she's like, okay, you know, maybe it's nothing. But you know, second time around, she's like, okay, yeah, no, this charm clearly has like a power. And actually, I really like that the charm. It's a nice detail that the charm like glows whenever it like is working.
Yeah, me too.
Because you know, it makes it easy to tell like, okay, what is luck and what isn't. Because actually, you know, in to make a comparison, Ruby, which is another show made by Rooster Teeth, there's a character whose power is like bad luck. And it's not really a thing he can like turn on or off. It's really hard to tell what is his bad luck and what is like just bullshit, you know? So
yeah.
I like that they make it clear with the charm, like, okay, when it's glowing, it's like it's working.
Yeah. So then the next day, everyone's sleeping, Max is snoring, and Ben like is asking going like, where the hell how are we gonna help, like basically how makes like a one-off joke saying like, what do we do to stop Max from snoring type of thing, but then notices Gwen's not there, and she sees Gwen outside playing basketball, and obviously she's doing this to like test out the medallion and kind of see like what lucky things will happen. So not even looking, she shoots the basket, but obviously gets it like way off. It doesn't even make it into the basket. I don't know if you remember every time I say it doesn't even get close to the basket, it's never as bad as, I don't know if you remember in Grown Ups, the first one, where like one of the guy misses the basketball and he like misses it so like he misses it horribly, not even close. It like hits someone in the crowd or whatever. I always think of that. I always remember because my friend Steven and I laughed about that, and he was like, he missed the basket by like so much. But yeah, and then it hits the rust bucket, and then it eventually goes in, and obviously like Ben is very suspicious. Like she thinks he's asking Gwen like how the hell she's doing this and everything like that, and Gwen says this is medallion, it's like luck or something like that, and Ben says like, you know, he kind of tells her like to kind of take it easy with that, like you don't really know how the power works. And you could take that two ways. I think Ben is kind of being genuine, like he's kind of worried about how that power is, because you saw, you know, Hex was using that power, and he was like using it for bad things and everything like that. And Gwen's never had powers before, so she doesn't really know how to use it. And then, you know, but also you're wondering like, it's been a little jealous because this medallion, you know, Gwen's gonna get a lot of gratification for that and a lot of fame because of that. And then Max comes out and goes to offer them breakfast. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, because obviously Max doesn't make good breakfasts, so there's two construction guys that are in trouble. One is trapped in his in the cement truck, in the driver's seat, about to be crushed to death. But it's Ben 10, so maybe he'd be fine. You don't know. Because Gwen should have died. We're not there yet, but that spider monkey comes back apparently. So
fucking Zombozo blows himself up and he comes back later.
This guy might not even gotten injured in the Ben 10 universe. He might have been fine. Yeah.
Like they're having a funeral for him, and he's like in the crowd. He's like, "Oh my god, it's so sad that I." Or fuck, have you ever seen The Weatherman?
No.
They do a joke where like they're at their friend's funeral, and then his friend, and then like the friend shows up to like speak. And he's like, "Oh god, he was gone too young," like not knowing it was his own funeral.
That's funny. And then these two other guys are on like a scaffold, and the scaffold gave way, and they're about to fall off. Kind of coincidence. We always talk about this in Ben 10. They just happen to be parked there. This happens to all be going on. It's good that Ben and Gwen were there. So
yeah. So I was gonna point out because I like that we're kind of seeing that this is kind of like they, before we've seen, they were at their Max's sister's house and they were at the lake and etc. I like that we're seeing that, like, typically it seems like they kind of just park in like random parking lots for the night, like in between driving, and they're like big stops. So I'm like, what are the fucking odds? And all of fucking New Orleans, like the city of New Orleans, this random parking lot they decide to like just sleep in for the night. It happens to be near this big ass construction site where it all collapses. I'm like, what are the fucking odds of that? Is that the Lucky Charm? Is the Lucky Charm like, all right, I'm gonna make all this shit fall apart so Gwen can be a hero? It's like, what the hell?
But Ben tries to step in and he goes wild mutt, which is really cool. And
yay, my favorite alien.
Oh, he's your least favorite?
Yeah, out of the 10, yeah.
Oh, I always thought it was like not Stinkfly, but like Ripjaws or like
Well, I mean, Ripjaws gets like shit on the most, but I like him more than Wildmutt.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Wildmutt's my least favorite.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't hate him. He's just definitely my least favorite out of the 10.
Yeah. I suppose he gets used a lot,
Yeah, he does. And it's like weird. I don't know. I don't get it. Like he's got cool senses, I guess, but I'm like, I feel like everybody else does shit that's way cooler.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so he starts scaling the building, but then when this Gwen went off also, and she comes back dressed up as Lucky Girl, which Max is surprised to see, and doing all this, Ben's trying to scale the building, but Gwen's charm keeps going off, which is causing good luck for her, but bad luck for Ben, because it allows the guy in the truck to escape. The cement then like smashes like a hole through his window, and he's able to get out that way. And then they're able to like scale down the tube of the cement truck and get out that way. But it didn't really work out for Ben because him as Wild Mutt like fell into like some cement, and pretty much Ben got shit on here. Well, Gwen like favored for it. So kind of like this, like the medallion seems like it's good luck for Gwen, but it brings like bad luck for some other people. And in this case, Ben's the one that's catching shit for it.
Yeah, and I can see why Ben's upset about this, because like he probably could have saved him on his own. Like it seems like he was scaling the building fine. So yeah, basically the charm shit on him to like prop up Gwen. I can see why he's kind of upset about that.
Yeah. So Gwen's then on the news. They interview her about this. You can see Ben's a little jealous about this. And then obviously they did this news segment to talk about for your section, but you kind of talked about how she's happy to be a hero and everything like that. Which I guess it was live, but it seems weird because they air it like again like later. So I know that. But did they just pre-record this? I don't understand what happened. So like
like that she uses the line Ben used earlier, where she's like, "Who's your hero?"
Yeah. Overall, all this stuff is pretty good. It was nice to see the charm work. I kind of like seeing Gwen actually step into the action. Again, I feel like what's good about this is you kind of seeing. It makes you question, like, is Gwen doing this to be a hero, or is she just doing this just so she can, like, get credit for it and, like, be famous about it and everything like that? Whereas, like, and it's probably both, but, like, with Ben, you got kind of his motivations of wanting to be a hero and, like, want to do the right thing, even though, like, obviously that bully episode 1 before you had to watch, he wanted to do the right thing, but got, like, his ass kicked for it type of thing.
Yeah.
I kind of like, because we've seen Ben's motivations go to hero, it makes you question, like, what are Gwen's, like, motivations to be a hero? So this is all good stuff. And again, I like that Ben's getting jealous, but, like, he's not, like, raging at Gwen, at least at this moment, or anything like that. And he's not doing anything to make him unlikable type of thing. So I do like that too.
Like I said, it's pretty reasonable from him. And, like, I get it, Gwen wants the attention because, like she said, it's Ben getting all the attention and being in the hero lately. And, for Ben, obviously, he's been the one kind of, being the hero. So Gwen kind of, muscling it on his turf, essentially. I can see where they're both coming from.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, especially with Ben, like, where, like, her success is his detriment, where he got shit on, because of her, essentially. By the way, I gotta say that news reporter sounded terrible. Like, it sounded like they just used, like, a stock reporter, like, coming to you live on the scene.
Yeah.
Tell us how you did this. You heard it here live. Like, it sounds like they just used, like, a stock. Like,
for sure.
voice.
Yeah. Very robotic.
Yeah. But yeah, meanwhile, so after, I guess Ben just really, really beat the shit out of this guy because he had to get taken away in an ambulance. Apparently not very good security on this ambulance. You figure they would have had, like, a cop or two, in the van with him, but nah, he wakes up and he's like, oh, in an ambulance? Okay, and he fucking blows it up. And then the guy driving the van sees Hex just, like, flying away, and he's like, well, I guess I'm not going to do anything about this. Because later on, he's fucking just walking down the street. Nobody's, like, paying attention to him. I'm like, I guess this guy just decided to not. Again, it's like the end of a shift. It's like 5 minutes before he clocks out. He's like, you know what? This is a problem for tomorrow.
I love the fact that this must have been an interesting work day for these guys, though, dude. Like, you were about to take this guy to the hospital, all of a sudden he's just getting up out of the hospital. Like,
he blows up the back of the bed and fucking floats away. I'd be like, all right, I don't know what I've been smoking today, but it's like maybe I shouldn't have fucking raided the medicine cabinet.
I just love the guy. I love that this guy, like, looked out there too, saw that this guy. Because that's the thing. I always thought, like, any other, like, show, like, would have had this guy, like, go out there and, like, attack this guy. I just love that too. That the Hex just, like, fucked off too. He didn't go beat up the driver or nothing. He just, like, fucked off. Like,
yeah. And then he went right back to the museum. It looks like. I like from Hex's POV. He's like he stole the book. He got his ass kicked by some weird alien thing, and ended up in a hospital. And he's like, "Oh, okay, well that's weird. I guess I'm just going to go back to the museum."
Just go back to doing what I was doing.
A lot more with Ben because remember they're on a road trip. Like once they leave, like they, the people could just break out of jail and be like, "Okay, well, I guess back to doing what I was doing."
Yeah, that's really what could happen. Yeah.
So he goes back to the museum and he's like beating up the security guard. He's like, "Hey, where's the book?" And then he's like, "Oh, we put it in that vault over there." So Hex goes to get the book and he's like, "All right, awesome. Now that I've got the book, I can, get back to what I was doing. Like I'll have unlimited power or whatever." But he's about to cast a spell, but he realizes, "Oh shit, one of my charms is gone." And he's like, "Oh, damn it. During that battle with that speed creature, it must have, like, fell off."
Yeah.
And this is important because, as we're going to find out a little bit when Gwen Googles everything, because apparently everything in this universe can be found on Google. This book kind of goes in tandem with the, is it seven charms of Bazel?
Yeah, it's the file. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if there were 6, 7, or 8. I think it's 7. But anyway, there's several charms of Bazel. Once all the charms are together, all the powers are like boosted, and you need all of them together to use this book of spells. So basically, Hex had all the charms. He went to steal his book. When he lost the fight to Ben, one of the charms fell off. That's the charm of luck that Gwen has. And then now he went back for the book, and now he's like, oh, fuck, now I have the book, but I'm missing one of my charms. What a shitty day for him.
Now I have to go back.
I would love it, like, he gets the charm of luck back, and then he somehow loses another charm. And he's like, motherfucker! Like, I keep losing this shit.
I don't know what's worse, this or, like, Pilaf, when he got all the Dragon Balls, he got his fucking wish wasted, so they have to start all over again.
It's like when you, like, drop something, and you go to pick it up, and then you, like, drop something else, You're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I did that a lot today. But I like this, though. I like that we're finding out how the book works, the rules behind it, and I did like too that the museum like thought ahead to like lock up the book in the safe, which makes sense because someone tried to steal it the first time, so it makes sense that they would like lock it up and everything like that. Probably sucks for the other tourists though. Like they probably went to like. Some of them probably went to the tour to see this book, and they can't even like. Oh, we don't have the book today. Some weird magic man tried to come in.
Weird purple guy came in and got his ass kicked by some alien. So, we're putting it in a vault.
Which is weird. They think I don't know why they thought that'd work though. Because like if he could, because like he used the Force and everything like that to like, get in there. But whatever.
And then, like you said, everything with Gwen happens. Like, Gwen realizes the charm, boosts her luck and all that. And then Hex, so again, presumably, like, he seems like he, Hex woke up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. So he woke up, presumably a couple minutes after the fight. And then he went back to the museum. So, like, it's all on the same night. The next day, Hex is just walking down the street. Well, he's not even walking, he's just floating down the street. And then he sees, like, in the TV and, like, in the store, he sees the broadcast of Gwen calling herself Lucky Girl, and she has the charm.
I just love the fact that he's floated down the street, by the way. No one, like, picked up on. Yeah. I think in the Ben 10 universe, you could walk on water, and they wouldn't care.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you're Jesus? All right, cool, awesome. Well, again, it's like, I said in the notes, I called this section Hex bumming around town. Because I'm like, what was he doing all night? Did he, like, fucking stop at a hotel? He's like, hey, by the way, I kind of need a room for the night. And he's just floating down the street. Was he fucking picking up milk and cigarettes? Like, what the fuck is he doing? He's just floating around town being like, hey, have you seen a charm? No. All right, thanks. I brought my charm the other day. Have you seen it?
And that's the thing is like he doesn't try to go find his charm or nothing. He points out he pieces two to go together that it fell during that fight, but he doesn't think like I guess those two people like took it or whatever. He's just
floating around. Again, well, I'm just like I would love it if it's like the Gary Come Home song, like it's like Lucky Charm Come Home, and then you see him on like his bed crying at like the empty food bowl for the Lucky Charm.
Well, I would love it if like in the Rick and Morty Inception episode, the nightmare like not the Inception one, the better one, the Family Guy one, where you see like Death is like with Peter, but he's like working, and Peter like goes home to his mom and everything like that. Like you get to see like Death's like day-to-day life, and then like Peter's supposed to go like learn a lesson, and then like his mom's even asked like, what is this? Oh, like in Rick and Morty the Inception episode when we get to see like Nightmare Terry's like day-to-day life, like how he couldn't scare anybody, and he got like really upset about it and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck was Hex doing all day? Just floating around town, asking people if they've seen his Lucky Charm.
Did they get a picture of it?
Everybody in New Orleans is like, oh no, sorry, Magic Purple Man, I have not seen your Lucky Charm.
Do you think he was showing them pictures and everything of that charm and everything?
He pulls out his laptop with Google on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm just like, very weird scene. It feels like that kind of needed to happen for the plot. He's just floating down the sidewalk and he sees the TV with Gwen on it. I'm like, all right, that's kind of whatever.
I love that he put in no work to even like find it. Like he was just like, just imagine he walked by like 2 minutes, like 2 seconds later. By the way, like just imagine.
Like, they're on a road trip. In like the next scene with Gwen, Max, and Ben, it's like they're in the rust bucket, presumably leaving the city. I would love it if Hex is just looking around town for it, and then they're fucking like 3 states away.
Do you think he would give up? Do you think he'd just give up? Like he would only look in that town?
Yeah. He goes for a coffee. He's like, I can't believe you lost my lucky charm, man. And he meets he starts flirting with the waitress. They get married, have a couple kids. He's like, what was he doing again? I don't know. Fuck it, I forget.
And then Gwen,
just fucking starts a new life.
He would have to. He has the book. He has. Would he just give up the charms entirely? Or do you think he would keep them just because?
Yeah, he just keep them, and then he just like runs into Ben and Gwen like later on. He's like, "Oh fuck, it's you."
I love that.
He's like, I don't even want it anymore. Fuck it, I got a mortgage.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, as I said, Gwen, Max, and Ben, like later that night, are in the rust bucket. I guess like just driving around. I guess they're leaving the city. And Gwen Googled the charms of Bazelle, and they're apparently like mystical charms, and each one has a different thing. One creates light, one shoots fire, one can reincarnate you. I'm like, whoa. That's pretty crazy. Okay, sure, like flashing somebody and shooting fire. That's pretty cool. One prevents you from fucking dying. Like one gives you a whole new life. I'm like, whoa, that one's like you gotta just brush past that one.
Yeah, I don't even think that one ever gets like I get to like the statues, but like that's a pretty cool one. Like,
oh yeah, I was gonna say like, okay, you kind of just brushing past that one. It's like, okay, one makes fire. It's like, cool, fucking caveman with sticks and stones can do that. One fucking creates life.
I don't know though. In the Evil Dead movies, I don't know if you want that one.
Yeah, I'm just like, whoa, you gotta brush past that one, Gwen.
Now, do you think if you come back, I know it says it reincarnates you, but do you have your soul, or do you think it's just a body?
Again, I'm like, is it like an Avatar situation where like you die and you like start over as a baby? Like how does it work?
I don't know.
Again, they just don't answer that. They kind of just throw that out there and then they move on.
Do you think you come back to life and like you're the same age, same body, and everything like that? Like, or it'd be cool.
I don't know how that works. Again, they don't. Again, I don't think the writers thought about that when they threw that out there.
It'd be cool if like imagine you were like dead for years and it's not you. It's like your decomposed body, but it's like your mind and everything like that.
You like come back as a zombie. I'm like, oh shit.
That's you. Is it the Evil Dead ghosts? Those Evil Dead spirits you want coming back and everything like that? Because
the writer did not think about that when she threw that out there. I'm like, okay, maybe expand on that one a little bit. Like, okay, cool.
It's almost like it's almost like the writer had a wheel, and they had to and they just spun the. It's like they ran out of power, so they spun a wheel, and they just like, oh, reincarnate. Okay, reincarnate.
And there's another writer like, hey, have you thought about the implications of that one? Like, I don't worry.
But yeah, one can reincarnate you.
Well, it's like in Danny Phantom, the dragon episode, when we find out because I always thought that girl could turn into a dragon because she was a ghost, but then we find out like the necklace is like magic and like that's what it did when she was alive, and we had a whole rant of like, whoa, you can't just drop that. Like, so magic exists in Danny Phantom, like that's never brought up again. Like, it's not her being a ghost. It's like the default fucking thing is actually magic.
Yeah, for sure.
And then again, it's just like it's like never brought up again. And it's like you can't just do that. You can't just throw that out there like that.
Hey, Ben and Dan are in competition with each other. They're in competition of
same thing. Where it's like, whoa, you're just throwing that out there. Like, by the way, this thing can fucking cheat death and create life. Moving on. It's like whoa there.
If I was Max, if I was in that room, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about there?
Yeah. By the way, this is all on fucking Google, apparently. Gwen just found this on Wikipedia.
Which might be... Hey, that could be wrong, though. You know, a lot of people can change that, so...
Yeah, somebody edited the wiki.
Maybe that's why it says reincarnated, because someone edited the wiki, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, Gwen basically, as I said, explains that all the charms need to be together to boost their power, and the book can be used with the charms to give you like unlimited power or whatever. And Gwen is like, "Oh, that must be why that Hex guy wanted it." Okay, well, fuck him, I guess.
His loss is my gain. She literally says his loss is my gain. I think too.
Yeah, but Max, being the reasonable one, is like, nah, sorry, more like the museum's game. We gotta return that. Max playing Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum.
I haven't seen those yet, so I don't know what you're talking.
We haven't seen Indiana Jones, so. But Gwen and Ben are both like, no fair, Gwen, because she's like, hey, I could be a hero with this. Like, it won't be just Ben. And Ben is like, yeah, but I want to turn with it.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
I'm like, yeah, take turns with it. Fuck it, why not?
I wonder how that would work with Ben's aliens too. To have,
I was gonna say, that would be so overpowered. Like he has a magic charm that boosts his luck, and he can turn to aliens.
How did the Ghost Freak feel about that?
Yeah, Ghost Freak. Ghost Freak like can't escape the Omnitrix now because of the look of the lucky charm. He's like, no, fuck.
I was almost out.
Yeah, that would suck. But yeah. So Ben and Gwen argue a little bit. Basically, Ben is like saying like, hey, you're nothing without that charm, and then Gwen is like, yeah, well, you're nothing without the watch. Like you're just jealous of me. But then they hear conveniently on the radio again. I would love it if they got 3 states over. But apparently the haunted house attraction has come alive and everybody inside is stuck inside. So the Rust Bucket goes over there and they're like, all right, we got to save everybody inside. Gwen immediately like charges out and she's like, Ben, step aside. Like, it's my time to shine.
Yeah, I did like this argument, by the way, that Ben and Gwen had. I think the biggest thing I liked about it was like I like that they didn't say like anything like too hurtful, because sometimes in shows like when characters argue, sometimes characters will say something like so hurtful. Then when they have to like make up, it's like, okay, wait, you guys kind of said too much there. So I like that they didn't say anything like. I think Family Guy is the biggest one. Was sometimes like 2 characters will fight. And they'll say something like, sometimes they'll say stuff like so hurtful. I'm like, okay, whoa, that you should have made up like the end of the episode type of thing. So
yeah, but they get inside and everybody's obviously panicked. But Gwen is like, hey, don't worry, guys. Lucky girl is in the haunted house. I like that joke where it's like I'm in the house, I'm in the haunted house.
Yeah, so I love it.
It was funny.
By the way, I didn't realize it was a haunted house. By the way, can you imagine what these people were thinking? Like they go to a haunted house and then like the haunted house like
yeah. Well, it's like what Max said. It's like, I don't think this is part of the tour.
Yeah. And maybe I wonder if they thought this was part of it. Like, that would be funny. Like,
yeah. They don't realize they were actually in danger. This was a cool entrance where you see the window and then like the curtains are fluttering and then all of a sudden Hex is there, just like leaning on his staff. He's like, I knew you couldn't resist, lucky girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that was a cool entrance. Shane, you get defeated by a fucking rock later on, but you're cool for now.
Yeah. I like this too, because it made sense that he would set this up knowing that Gwen wanted to be a hero, I guess.
Yeah. I saw on the news that like Gwen was like saving people. So it's like, all right, cool. I'll just put some people in danger and she'll come to me.
Yeah. Now, do you think he put him in danger enough to die? Or do you think do you think he was just whatever? They were in danger. He didn't really care
like he wasn't actually trying to kill me. He's just like, fuck it. If they die, they die. I'm just gonna, make him in danger until she comes.
This reminded me of the first Spider-Man. When Green Goblin sets that fire up, so that way Spider-Man would like go there to make the save to see like if he would type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But again, as I said, they were like presumably leaving the city. I would love it if Hex is sitting there. Because again, they came here because they randomly heard it on the radio. I would love it if Hex is like sitting there like any second now, and they're like fucking in Washington again. They're packing New York State.
Yeah, because they wouldn't get this news. They wouldn't get this news anywhere else. Actually, like it would just be in the.
Yeah. So again, imagine they were like already like a couple of miles out of the city. It's like, well, fuck.
He's just waiting. They're like, okay, any second now. And then the people in danger to it just waiting. And then it gets to like the point where like, it's like,
they're not even scared anymore. They're just like looking at their watch like, hey man, can I like go home now?
Yeah. And they're not even like screaming anymore. They're doing the, I don't know if you remember the Fairly Odd Parents joke where like they'll just scream, but like they'll like bored screaming like okay, like yeah, that'd be funny.
But yeah, so Hex basically, everybody's like on the second floor and like on like this little hallway platform thing, and he just starts like ripping up the platforms. And Gwen is going to save everybody, and like a bunch of like wood starts like flying towards Max and Ben. They take cover, and I do like this where Ben is like, "Who needs luck when you got good old fashioned skill?"
Mm-hmm.
I like that because obviously Ben's been doing this for well, we don't know how long he's been doing this for, like maybe a couple weeks, like 3 weeks, give or take. It can't be that long because we have another fucking 3 seasons.
Yeah. But didn't I say I said one of the videos it was like a month.
Huh?
I said one of the videos it was like a month, and then you had to shut that down because you were like, oh, and you're probably right, but you can't be that because it's a whole summer.
Because like it's like been 3 episodes, like the summer can't be a third over already. So I feel like this where Ben is being kind of competitive with Gwen, where he's like, I'm going to show you how it's really done.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets forearms, finally. He always wants forearms, and the watch never gives it to him. So he finally gets forearms.
Yeah, that's a good payoff.
Because earlier he tried to turn him into Diamond Head, and the watch was like, nah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the platform is getting thrown around with everybody on it, and Ben, grabs it. And it's like, the magic is trying to like throw it around more, but Ben has like a pretty good grip on it.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, he's grabbing the pillar, but the platform everybody's on is like getting like shaken up. And at one point, like Gwen is getting thrown around, but like the charm glows and she like lands on her feet on like one of the pillars. But when the pillar starts to give way, she grabs onto the chandelier and like swings over to everybody on the platform Ben's holding, and everybody grabs on, and the chandelier starts to break. And starts to fall, but again the charm kicks in, and the chandelier like stops right at the ground. And then I love everybody here. They just fucking hop off and book it outside. They're like, "Thank you, 10-year-old girl, for saving us. Now bye."
Yeah,
go fuck yourself. Every man for himself.
I will say too, I like this here. Like Ben and Gwen are competing with each other, but like they're not like focused on like competing. Yeah, and they're not focused on competing with each other. They'll actually like focus on the villain type of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're actually not. Well, I like that they're like focusing on saving everybody, and then they're gonna focus on Hex.
Yeah,
like that's their main priority, is making sure everybody's safe.
Really weird. Hex just kind of let all of them get saved. Like he didn't really step in and really do much.
It is weird that Hex was just kind of sitting there while all this was happening. Because at this point, so Ben gets like knocked into a wall by one of the platforms, and then Hex like uses his magic to like grab Gwen by the wrist and like lifts her up.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to grab the charm. Gwen gets like thrown away. And then Hex goes down to her, and then like a curtain falls on him, and then Gwen just like knocks over a nearby like knight's armor, because again it's like haunted house, like supposed to be like medieval or whatever.
Yeah.
So she knocks it over. I do like this where she's like, you should have said please. And then she books it. She like runs down the hallway into the haunted house. Because I mean, I think she knows she can't fight Hex 1-on-1. So I think she's just trying to like get away and give time. Because I think Ben is just like knocked out. So give Ben a little bit of time to like recover and help out.
Yeah. That was a cool thing though in this fight where Max like grabbed like a pillow and like a broken remnants of the pillow, and like shot he hit like a home run and everything like that, and he actually like called it out. And I think that's cool because I'm pretty sure from what I remember, because I remember we watched this episode together like when you were a kid and everything like that, like they would use that same joke like in, I don't think it's Alien Force, but whatever the next Ben that, like the episode where Kevin goes evil, like Ben does that to like Kevin, so they would use that joke.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's nice you remember that. Yeah, where Ben turns into Spider Monkey and then he fucking like bats him away, and he's like, "It's out of the park."
Yeah, so it's kind of cool they we use that joke later.
Yeah, but a little bit with the gargoyles. Max, does the bat thing.
Yeah. But yeah, this fight was really cool. Like seeing Ben and Gwen work together. And I just loved how chaotic it was. Kind of interesting.
Place.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. Gwen was kind of the main focus of the fight, which I guess made sense because obviously because the Hex wanted Gwen more so than Ben, but it kind of interesting. But yeah, let's continue talking about this. So this is kind of where the Hex starts to get shit on a little bit right here. This curtain thing. That curtain was bad luck. Maybe that curtain was cursed, so that's why.
Yeah. It's not even the charm. The curtain was just like, Hex, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but Gwen is trying to get away from Hex, and she starts running away from him. But obviously, she gets to a point where like she's trapped. There's really nowhere she can go. But then she's able to open like a secret door up because of the charm. So that way.
When I first saw this episode, I was like, "Oh, that's convenient." But then I went back and I'm like, "Oh, you see the charm glow when she like finds the button to unlock the secret passage."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that was the charm."
And she runs through the passage. There's two separate entrances to get there. She goes through one. The Hex comes over shortly afterwards, and he goes through the other one. And the Hex is calling out, like, asking for his charm and everything like that. And they're both kind of running in one direction. But then eventually, when the Hex overhears Gwen, he starts to, like, tear the wall down to the other room where Gwen is. And the charm actually starts to work in her favor there, where it causes, like, one of, like, the stones to, like, hit him in the head, and it causes, like, a big avalanche, and she's able to get out that way. But unfortunately, eventually he's able to get out after she gets out, and he picks her up in the air, and, like, throws her across and grabs, is able to grab the Lucky Charm bracelet, or the charm. Well, I guess it'd just be regular charm, and he, Gwen gets knocked out from this, and then when she wakes up, we see Ben and Max are like checking on her and everything like that, and Gwen tells Ben that like Hex has one of the charms now. By the way, you said Hex, but do we ever find out his name in this episode? Like, I know you.
No, I don't think they actually say his name in the episode.
So, kind of cool that you know his name already. So,
yeah, well, I think he's called Hex in like the credits, but in like they call him Hex in later episodes.
So, can't add him to characters.
Yeah, I think it's actually really bad with that, where like they don't actually say a lot of people's names in the episodes.
Yeah,
I just gotta figure it out.
I'm trying to remember because they've said Kevin's name. I'm trying to remember. Obviously, Dr. Animal's name was a big one. They said all the hunters' names. They said Zambozo's name. I know there was another one we had recently where that happened.
Rojo. We hear her name said.
Okay. But anyhow, so Hex just decides, fuck it, I'm just gonna destroy this place.
Well, the aliens are kind of a big one. Where like, if you don't like buy the toys or something, like Ben. Well, because in later shows, I don't know if you remember, they have Ben start like shouting these aliens' names, and that's like for marketing, because to like so people know what the aliens are called.
That's true, yeah.
Like in Alien Force, Ben will like scream like 4 arms,
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess Hex just decides I'm gonna destroy. He's just gonna destroy the city too, not the planet, the city. I guess he doesn't like the city that. Not even the state.
The service was terrible.
Yeah, not even the whole city. Yeah, not even the whole state. He just decides I'm gonna destroy the whole city. So he didn't say what city it was. So I wonder what city it was. So yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even know it's New Orleans. He's like, I'm gonna destroy you, random city.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he destroyed the one city.
Yeah. He fucking he pulls Doofenshmirtz. He's like, I'm gonna destroy the tri-state area.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But yeah, he just decides I'm gonna destroy the city. how would he be? I don't know how he's safe from that. You know, he doesn't have because obviously they call that out in the Bugman episode, and he puts protection around him. This guy, he's gonna just destroy the whole city. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember they do that joke in the Jimmy Timmy Powwow 2 episode where like they call that out for Professor Calamitas, and he decides like, oh, I'm gonna hide under a magical desk. Like I don't think that would protect you, but sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
It reminds me of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where like they're talking about how defeating Ronan, and like they're one of the guys is like, why do you care about what he does to the galaxy? And then he's like, well, because I'm one of the jackasses who lives in it.
That's true, yeah. But yeah,
like Hex, you're in the city.
Yeah. So he's just gonna destroy the city though. Obviously, they probably wanted to do this to like up the stakes, I guess, for like Ben and stuff to defeat him. But wow, like it was because you didn't know what he wanted to do this stuff for. He just wanted to just. I would love it too if he succeeds. After he destroys this city, he just like okay, I came what I wanted to do. He just gives up the charms, he gives up the book and everything like that. Like I did what.
I will say, with Ben 10, they're usually pretty good at giving them like a goal. Animo felt like he got, he wasn't appreciated as a scientist, so he wanted to like get revenge and steal that award.
Yeah.
Kevin, he was like treated like a freak, so he wanted to get like revenge and have power.
Yeah.
And like steal it. Rojo, again, she was like a thug. She wanted like power to like do whatever she wanted. Hex is just kind of an asshole. like I don't really know what his motivation is.
And not really like a good one, like the Emperor from Star Wars. Like he's just
yeah. I mean, again, the Emperor. It's like I get it. Like he's an evil asshole. He wants to like rule everything. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Hex, he's just like he wants a book, and then he just wants to kill people. I guess. Like, all right, man, you do you.
Yeah. No, not kill people. Destroy the city.
Yeah. I like you said. Like, no, he's not gonna kill people. He's just gonna like destroy some buildings.
Yeah.
Okay.
If people just happen to die in the process, then whatever.
Yeah, I would love it if Hex is like shocked by that. He's like, "What do you mean destroying the city would kill people?" What? Oh, I guess. I never really thought about it.
Now, do you think he's just going after this city? I know, or do you think he's gonna just go around each city, or do you think this?
Oh yeah, he's like, okay. First off, New Orleans. Next, Detroit. Next, Cleveland. Like he's just gonna go around. He's like, all right, fuck this city. Fuck this city. Boston's pretty cool. Boston, I'll leave you alone.
What about Florida?
Florida's not a city, but yes, Florida specifically.
Well, I don't know any cities in Florida, so.
Yeah, I would love it. He's destroying cities, but then he's just like Florida, bottom of the ocean. Well, it's funny because actually, I think Hex comes back for an episode where they're in Florida.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so he just decides, fuck it, I'm gonna destroy this city. Fuck this damn city. Luckily Ben steps in and he jumps really high and hits a really big fist onto Hex, and they start to fight a little bit. Now that Hex is at full power, this is kind of cool. Like I actually kind of like that he actually got the book and the medallion, and the charms, so you can actually see them at full power. Kind of sucks it happens like towards the end though, so you can't really get like the full grasp of it. But
and also Hex doesn't really do a lot of the fighting because as we're gonna say, he like turns a bunch of gargoyles to life to like do the fighting for him.
Yeah. So yeah, he reanimates some gargoyles. Which not how I would have used that, but that's I'm not the one carrying the medallions. I'd probably reanimate like, Pennywise or like I don't know, like a really good fighter and like a really good.
They're in like a cemetery. Wouldn't it be cool if you like made a bunch of zombies or something?
Yeah.
I guess that'd be kind of dark for a kids show, but I'm like, fuck it.
I mean, kids just have zombies. It's not like an uncommon thing.
I feel like you can get away with that.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a show called Cat Scratch on Nickelodeon that had zombies. So,
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I remember that show. I didn't know it had a zombie episode.
Yeah, it had a zombie episode. So, but yeah, so he reanimates some gargoyles. And they attack Ben. Ben beats the first two pretty easily, but then he gets like tackled to the ground with the other one. So then he has to like pick it up and like throw it across the room.
I talk about this section.
Oh, I do. you you're right. We both made that mistake. So.
Oh, good. Well, again, it's pretty short. Like I said, Hex doesn't really do a lot of the fighting himself. He pretty much, after that first punch, he basically just reanimates the gargoyles. You know, 2 or 3 of them go after Ben. I do like that you see some battle damage. Like one of them is like clawing at Ben's face, and you see like some black scratches on Ben.
Yeah, this is
So
good.
like, one of the little gargoyles goes after Gwen and Max, and this was cool. Where Max picks up like this iron pole, like debris from the graveyard. It's got like some cement at the end of it. He's like, batter up, and he fucking demolishes the gargoyle. I'm like, holy shit, Max, you fucking legend. Max is like fucking 70 doing this shit. And for Gwen, I guess I'll just share this now. So Hex is like, again, he got some gargoyles to fight Ben. What's Hex doing? Gwen throws a rock at his ankle, and he's like, "Oh no, my knee, my one weakness, rocks."
He's doing the Peter Griffin thing too with his knee.
I was about to say, Gwen, you're racist. He's voiced by a black man, and you're throwing rocks at him. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Fucking Gwen, hate crime at the ripe old age of 10.
Can't be arrested for that yet, though.
Yeah. And then Gwen is basically like, hey, I guess, you don't, skill is better than luck sometimes, right, Grandpa? And I guess that was supposed to be Gwen's, like, lesson here, is that, like, she doesn't need the charm. I say that because Gwen's going to make a really fucking stupid decision in a little bit, and this is, like, the only thing that kind of sets it up.
Yeah.
And then she just throws another rock at Hex, and this time it hits him in the head, which falls to the ground. And he's pretty much defeated there. In a little bit, Ben is going to pick him up, throw him into a coffin, and Max is going to shut it. And then he gets arrested. So, it's pretty much it for Hex right there, is Gwen threw a rock at him, and then that's it. It's like, oh.
Yeah, Hex did not have a good defeat. They should have done something where, like, Gwen did something else. Like, I'm pretty sure they talked about, like, she studied, like, karate or, like, some type of fighting out style. Like, maybe
she does, like, karate and shit, yeah.
So it would have been nice if she, like, used that, like, with Ben to help, like, defeat Hex. Kind of that does take the inspiration from Danny because, like, the villain there gets kind of defeated very comedically also. But that guy, like, was being chased down by, like, a huge, like, lion or whatever that was type of thing. So, like, that...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like,
that Sphinx was fucking powerful. Remember, Danny did the ghostly whale, and they didn't even give a shit.
Yeah, so like that makes sense. But this guy just got hit by a rock in the knee and then one in the head, and it would be one thing.
Remember, this was him at his most powerful. He had all 7 charms and the book.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, so I guess we know the book's and the charms' one weakness. It's rocks. So
well, you know what? Now we know what to do when Vilgax shows up. Like, Vilgax finally comes to Earth, and he's like, all right, Ben, I've waited all season for our battle. And then Gwen just, like, throws a rock at him. And he's like, oh, God! And he ends up back in the fucking tube, like, all damaged.
I love that. Well, it's like, I don't know if you remember that, it's a Sweet Life on Deck episode. Like, it's the episode where they go into the future, and, like, this alien group's gonna come, like, attack them and, like, invade the ship, and it's, like, hyped up the whole episode, and then the joke at the end, you find out they're, like, really tiny, so they all just, like, crush them and, like, destroy them that way.
Yeah.
I love that that's Vilgax, because we don't actually know his size, he's just really tiny and everything.
He's really small, yeah.
So.
Like, even smaller than Grey Matter.
And even smaller than Skulker's original form, so.
Yeah. And as for Ben, this fight was pretty cool. Like I said, it was like 3v1, and Ben was able to kind of, he was getting teamed up a little bit, but Ben was able to take care of it. And Ben has a lot of comic book inspirations, so I wonder if this was intentional. But the gargoyles like kind of look like the Hellboy art style by Mike Mignola.
Yeah,
because Hellboy was really popular around the time. I don't know if you saw the movie, but the comics were really popular. In the early 2000s, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was like inspired by that.
But then we have Moment of Truth. But yeah, I like this fight also. I like that it lasted a little bit of time. I like that we saw Ben struggling a little bit. I like that Gwen stepped in, and obviously the rock thing's goofy, but like I do like the message that they were trying to get there. Like skill's better than luck.
Well, I was gonna say this was a really cool moment where like Ben got like knocked into a wall, and then he like again it's like a cemetery with a bunch of like stone artifacts or whatever. Ben picked up like a stone sword, and he like did the he like had it on his shoulder, and then he like told like the thing to come over here.
Yeah.
And then like the thing was like it went behind him, and then Ben just like fucking. And it's cool. You see that in the intro. It's one of the intro shots.
Oh, I'll have to look for that next time.
Yeah. During the theme song, you see that shot where Forearms like fucking destroys it, and then even with the destroyed sword, Ben still like fucking demolishes the other gargoyle.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that was a really cool fight. I think it makes sense that Ben did most of the fighting here.
Yeah.
Since Gwen lost the charm, and then like I said, Ben like picked up Hex, and he was like, "It's time for the magician to disappear." Threw him into the coffin, and then Max just like shut it. And then the police showed up, and they just arrested him. But again, I would love it if like, fucking he just breaks out of the ambulance again, and then it's like the same driver. He's like, "Oh, not again."
I will say though, they not doing this fight, but doing some of the other stuff with Gwen, they kind of made him they made like the Hex Hex made like some pathetic like faces, like he was like defeated and all that type of stuff. Like he didn't even like try to like fight out of that type of stuff. Like
yeah. Again, he was really cool for the first half, and then like this whole last section, they just made him like really pathetic.
I kind of wish like, I mean, the way he gets the charm is pretty cool, but I wish they would have done something where, like, because he knows the charm, because I remember Phineas and Ferb did this, like, plot where, like, Candace got sprayed by, like, one of Duke's inventions that gave her good luck, but Phineas and Ferb got bad luck, but they, like, redirected it and, like, made, like, they were able to, like, counteract, like, the bad luck to, like, make it so that way, basically make it, like, a science type of thing, where they could, like, predict the bad luck type of thing. So I kind of wish, like, they found a way to like make like where he could have counteracted Gwen's good luck by like be like a couple steps ahead of her or whatever type of thing.
That whole chase it pretty much just ends with like they get to the graveyard, and then Hex just like controls some vines and takes it from him. That's kind of it. Like he didn't really outthink Gwen to get the charm back. He kind of just like, all right, vines, took it. That's it.
Yeah, that's.
And again, for him having this lucky charm, he got fucking like really. The lucky charm didn't make it, so the rock missed or something. Like the lucky charm just like gave up. It's like I'm clocked out for the day. I'm done.
I've been working nonstop for the last day with Gwen. Gwen's been putting me to work. I haven't had my half-hour break yet.
Yeah. The charm went on a lunch break. Speaking of the charms, Owen, when Hex got thrown in that coffin, his like little scarf with all the charms on it fell off.
Yeah, I gotta talk about that. So Gwen has an opportunity. She has the charms. I assume the book's not too far away. So she's like, with this stuff, I could be, I would have ultimate power. But then Gwen just decides, nah, and just destroys the charms. I get the message there. Obviously, Gwen, like, was could have had all that power. It could have been, the hero, but I get it, she just wants to be like Gwen and wants to do things like her way. I feel like she jumped to this conclusion a little too quickly. Obviously, they had to do it that quick because the episode was ended, but it would have been kind of nice if this episode was a little bit more meaningful, or like maybe Gwen did keep this, but decided like not to actually like use it, but like says like, hey, if I ever want to be Lucky Girl again, I will. But the fact that she just smashed it and completely destroyed it, I feel like that was too quick of a decision for her to come to and everything like that. It's also mad it came out of fucking nowhere. She didn't have it like the whole episode, and then it just like showed up. It was like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Is like I'm just like, why? Because like with Tucker, when he got the ghost powers, like I get it. It was like corrupting him and making him evil. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I get why like he has to like, he can't keep the powers. With the charms, I'm like, why not keep them? And like you said. There's no like monkey's paw thing, and like Gwen didn't really come to this conclusion that she's better off without powers. Right. I'm just like, why? Why not keep them?
Yeah. So I don't know why she didn't keep him.
I also don't get why she destroyed them. I'm like, give them back to the museum or something, you know?
Yeah. It would have been awesome if they did the like what they did with Danny when he destroyed the mirror to like Poindexter's thing. If like the museum like security showed up and they're like, "Wow, that's museum property. That's you're going
Wow,
to
you are like in so much trouble.
yeah, like Danny." Um, and then this is awesome. I love this so much. I'm like thinking, okay, like the hex has been conquered, but yeah, no, he just gets arrested at the end. I thought that was hilarious. Like he just gets arrested like a normal villain, and like I like that they open the coffin up. He like looks like he doesn't even try to like fight it or anything like that. He just accepts his fate that he's gonna get arrested and everything like that. Like wow. I did. I think I remember when I texted you that the first time. Like, wow, I did not expect the Hex to get arrested. Like, I know Doctor Animal got arrested, but like, he's at least like a human.
Yeah, he's like, you know, without his technology, he can't really do much. Hex is like fucking magic.
I guess not anymore. So, but yeah, he got arrested, and then like you see the bus bucket drive away. I would have loved it if it's that scene in Home Alone, like Ben's just waving to him, like, yeah, have a good time in jail, buddy. I guess Gwen, but I feel like Ben would be able to play that off better. And you know, the end. Gwen is kind of regretful that she destroyed the charm. So I'm like, well, why did you do that in the first place? You know, if you have regrets.
Well, and Ben's like, you did the right thing. I'm like, did she though? Did she? I don't know why. Like the charms weren't like a monkey's paw thing. Yeah. Like, why not?
They weren't corrupting her in any way. So
it'd be like if Ben destroyed the Omnitrix for no reason, and then Gwen was like, "You did the right thing." I'm like, but why though?
Yeah. But you know, Gwen wants Ben to admit that she did a good job, and I like that Ben actually does admit it. He's being genuine about it. Like he's not being forced to say. Like when Ben says it, you actually get the feeling that he's being genuine. And Ben even like tells her like that he's not gonna say it again. And obviously they do a funny joke at the end where Gwen recorded that conversation and just plays it over and over again. And obviously Ben's really annoyed by this and everything like that. But yeah, so good ending. Minus her smashing the charms. I like this episode though. I like that we got like a nice Gwen episode for a change. The plot.
I would dislike her destroying the charms more if it never led to anything. But because like we already know Gwen gets like powers later on, I'm kind of like, okay, you know, I get it. They were kind of playing with the idea, but they wanted to reset her at the end. So like if they didn't want to give her powers, you know.
Yeah.
This was kind of testing the waters.
I'm gonna guess. I'll make a prediction that obviously we know she gets powers, and it's in this part of the Ben 10 like episode, like universe type of thing. I'm gonna guess that like when she destroyed these charms, like maybe some of like the essence of the charms like went inside her. I don't know why she doesn't get it for a few episodes though. That doesn't really make sense. But I don't know how else she could get powers. Like maybe when she maybe it comes out like later on, like type of thing. I don't know. I don't know why it would stay dormant for so long. But
it is interesting because obviously I already knew Owen knew Gwen had powers later on, but like I wasn't sure because I'm always unclear what Owen remembers and what he doesn't. So when we got to this episode, I was like, so you know Gwen has powers later on, but do you know like what her powers are? It was like, yeah, it's magic. I'm like, okay, cool. Because you know, obviously I didn't want to like talk about it if you thought Gwen's powers were like, I don't know, she can fucking make a really good pizza or something.
But it'd be interesting to see how she gets power because you know I didn't realize they reset it after like this type of thing. So it'd be interesting to see how she actually gets the powers and everything like that. Maybe, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, time to do letter grades.
I give it a P+.
I agree. A good Gwen episode.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got a Gwen episode because you know she's just kind of been there.
Yeah,
these episodes she hasn't been bad, but between you know she's definitely been my least favorite between Ben, Max, and Gwen. So I'm glad that we finally got an episode to like focus on her.
Yeah. Villain was hit or miss, so obviously very good in the beginning and then kind of sucked at the end, couldn't stick the landing. Very much like Yellow Jacket season 3, you know, following that mentality.
But good action. I like the museum fight. I like the construction worker thing. I like the haunted house in the graveyard. Really cool like settings and really cool fights.
I agree. Yeah.
I think all the characters were really good. Like they weren't like annoying when they argued.
Yeah.
And like I think they're all pretty in character. Yeah, I guess the big thing is Hex was kind of lame at the end, and I really don't get why Gwen destroyed the charms. Like they didn't really set that up.
Yeah.
I wish we got more time with Lucky Girl, honestly, because she really only had like the two little things.
Yeah, I would have liked more. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you. There's actually 2 episodes of Danny we can compare this to, and we can say which one did it better. I'll answer first. Obviously we have what is it? What You Want or This? I might say What You Want. I really liked What You Want. I feel like
the one with Desiree.
Yeah, because that's the Tucker one. That kind of has the same premise.
Because that's a really good. Like we get a lot. Because Tucker's narrating, we get a lot of his like inner thoughts, and like we get to see it like their friendship really on display. Like how close Danny and Tucker are.
Yeah. I feel like we get more time with Tucker with powers than we did with Sam.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is we get a lot of time, and at the end it makes sense why he doesn't get to keep them. It's because like it's like a monkey's paw thing.
Yeah. And then obviously we have to compare. I think it's really interesting. The 2 episodes this is compared to is like a big Tucker episode, but the Tuck because that's like very or this
I haven't seen that for so long. I think I like this. I think I like Lucky Girl more than King Tuck.
I might agree. I feel like I like the action better in King Tuck.
Yeah, like the Sphinx was really cool, but like in terms of like the plot, I remember I remember the mummy guy was kind of just like whatever, and I think Tucker. Well, again, I feel like it was right, kind of retreading the same ground with like Tucker turns evil, but like it makes less sense.
Yeah, I feel like the whole thing was like they didn't listen to Tucker and they overly like did that, like literally no one listened to him, like type of thing.
Yeah, I was like, and that was kind of inconsistent where it's like nobody was like, they would listen to Tucker before, they just like didn't for that one episode.
Yeah, so
whereas like I said, here everyone's pretty in character.
Yeah, so
yeah, B+, solid episode. Not like the best or anything, but it's a very solid one. And a good setup for like the magic and like Gwen focus that we get later on.
Yeah, I will say the King Tuck episode though. I feel like they do the medieval side better because they actually go to like medieval times, like in that episode. I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's end this off. Let's do some plugs and promotion. I know what the answer is going to be, but it's nice to ask because maybe something's going to come up. Anything you want to plug or promote? Anything at all?
No, I really do got to get back to like writing a script because I did start some stuff, but I just like have not touched it in a while.
But yeah, AJ and I have some exciting stuff coming up on this channel. Tomorrow we're gonna do the other 2 Ben 10 episodes, and then within the next couple of weeks we're gonna finish season 1 of Avatar and Ben, which we're really excited about. Then we're gonna do a channel update video. Somewhere in between that, we're gonna do a Phineas and Ferb review the first episode, and then we're going to do the 2 Evil Dead movies, finish the original trilogy, and then we're going to do some stuff in between Avatar season 1 and 2. We're gonna do the Last Airbender movie, which I'm gonna find. This is gonna be the year, AJ. I'm gonna see the whole Last Airbender movie from start to finish.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing. I can't allow that. You must share my suffering.
And then we'll be 2 for 2 for bad live action remakes. So.
Put that right alongside Death Note. Oh boy, I can't wait till we get to Dragon Ball Evolution eventually.
Will we ever? I don't even know if we will.
Yeah, I think we'll get there. We might be 75, but we'll get there.
I just got another video we should do. We should compare or say what's worse, what's worse, Death Note or the Last Airbender movie. We should do that.
That'd be a fun one, comparing those shit shows.
I think that's the end of the video. I can't even talk anymore.
Yeah. On that note, Goodbye, everybody. We won't take another year for another Ben episode. We'll be doing small problem side effects as well as secrets soon. So look forward to it.
Yeah, look forward to that.